So today we've got another Hard Coe're training ride for you. Now, full disclosure, Hard Coe're was actually 2 weeks ago, but it got rained out because we had this huge storm, and so we decided to delay. And then the week after that, I got really sick, and I'm still kind of recovering. I still don't feel 100%, but I'm kind of working my way back there. And so it hasn't happened yet for me. My plan is either next Saturday or 2 Saturdays after that, depending on which one works better for my schedule and how my body feels. I'm still kind of mending. I am feeling better, but not 100% yet. But either way, I wanted to get out here, get some more training miles in, and you know, keep improving, and hopefully by either next week or 2 Saturdays after that, I'll be ready to go to do the actual event. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a night ride. It is 7:30 right now. It's going to get dark in about 45 minutes, and I want to test out my new lights. So I've got this Outbound lighting Trail Evo, and then the Outbound Hangover, which is the helmet light. And they're supposed to be just sort of like the best night ride bike lights that you can buy. So I got them mostly for this event, but also because I do enjoy night riding, and I don't do a ton of it, but I want to get better at it and sort of get used to it, because I will be having to do at least an hour, most likely, if not more, at night on the day of Hard Coe're. So that's kind of the plan for today. I'm gonna get up, do the Jim Donnelly climb, take that pretty mellow, get to the top. I should see a sunset right at the top, which is going to be beautiful. And then the whole kind of downhill section on Grizzly Gulch should be dusk to dark, and I'll be using the night lights for those. And yeah, so should be a fun ride. Also going to test out, I threw on my carbon wheels on the Tall Boy, which is the bike I'll be using for the event. So that should make it roll a little better uphill. Yeah, should be, you know, anything I can get for an advantage, I'm gonna give myself. So yeah, goal for today is check out the carbon wheels on the bike, and also test out the new lights, get more used to riding in the dark, and just have fun, get some miles in. So let me go get my stuff on. I want to get out of here as soon as I can so I can see the sunset at the top. And yeah, so let's go ride. All right, here we are, going for a night ride. So right now it's kind of dusk-ish. It is 7:43. I was able to get my stuff on pretty quickly. And now we just gotta climb up Jim Donnelly, which is a pretty mellow climb. And we should be seeing the sunset just as we get to the top. Let me think, 7:43, 25 minutes. Yeah, my PR is about 26 minutes to the top, so we may just miss it, because I'm not gonna be going PR pace today, but the whole last like 10 minutes, you got a good view behind you, so I should be able to see it regardless. So yeah, let's put the head down, let's go ride, let's go climb, and hopefully have a fun night ride. Okay, so it is just now 8 o'clock, and I've still got pretty good visibility. I mean, I can see everything. Doesn't feel dark at all. Still got 11 minutes until technical sunset, but we'll have to see what that means in terms of visibility. So yeah, just pedaling along. I'm about a minute behind my PR right now, which is more than okay with me. I figure by the top I'll be about 2 minutes behind, which is sort of like good Hard Coe're pace. You know, like I'm making up ground. I'm not going super slow, but I'm also not going to be so tired that I need to like take a long break at the top of a climb. It's a pretty good manageable pace that I can hold for a while. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick at about this pace, And I've got just about a mile left up the climb. The marine layer rolled in already, so I don't know if I'll actually see any sort of sunset, which kind of sucks, but either way, keep chugging along and we'll see when it actually gets dark. Whew, all right, here we go. Keep climbing. Man, fog is thick. Look at that. Fog is just rolling in. Hopefully not too foggy on the or in the canyon, because I don't want to deal with the dark and the fog for my first time with these lights. But I guess it'll be a good test. Okay, that's top of the climb. Now we have the wall right here, which I never make it to the top, but we'll give it a shot. And man, it is foggy now. Oh, let's go. Let's go. I did it. First time. Let's go. Let's go, dude. I've never made it up that. Whew. Let's go, baby. Oh man, it is spooky now. Look at that fog. All right, it is now 8:15. As you can see, it's still pretty light out actually. The fog is rolled in for sure, which doesn't necessarily happen all the time, so there's a chance of a clear night on the day of the event. But yeah, I can still see just fine. No need to turn my lights on yet. Probably, I'm gonna guess another 10-15 until I need to start thinking about turning them on. Okay, one more steep little wall and then downhill time. Come on, 2 for 2 on the Mr. Clean challenge. Let's go. He's got it. Whew. Boy, that is steep. Man, it's so pretty. Eerie, but pretty. Ooh, man, visibility is not good though right now with the fog. I can barely see like 50 feet ahead of me probably. Hopefully a little less foggy once we start going down. All right, almost at the top. of Steer Ridge and working our way towards Serpentine. Currently 8:24, still visible, but not for long. All right, just about to start the first descent. I think it's time to turn on the lights, see how they do. So I'm gonna run. Whoa, that is bright. Hold on a second, that is pointing too far up. Point that down a little bit, I think. Yeah, like that. Okay, yeah, that's a good beam. Let's get the front light on. Okay, wow, that is very bright. So this is what Outbound calls the adaptive mode, which essentially just means that it starts off at almost full brightness. I don't think it's actually full brightness, but close to it. And then it slowly dims to give your eyes time to adjust, which is really cool. So it saves some battery, but your eyes, in theory at least, can't really tell the difference between this and full brightness by the time they get used to it, right? So, yeah, and I think they say 2.5-ish hours of runtime on this mode compared to like 1.5 on full. So it kind of doubles your runtime in the higher settings. Man, the tricky thing though is that with this fog, it's kind of like the reason why cars have fog lights is that with your brights, the light kind of reflects off the fog, so it's actually making it a little bit harder to see. So I'm going to take it pretty easy on this descent just because visibility is not great. Ironically, I think the lights are almost like too bright given the fog because they're reflecting. But what are you going to do? I do think as we get further down, the fog should get a little bit thinner. At least I hope so. Definitely gotta go slow because I cannot see the turns that are coming up with all this fog. I definitely don't want to fall at night. Okay, that's a lot better. Less foggy here. Oh man, yeah, you can see everything with these lights. This is incredible. Yeah, these are really good. Man, it's like a complete different thing than just using, you know, a headlight meant for riding on the road. With that, the beam is really just straight down the middle and doesn't really give your peripherals much to sort of catch onto. With this, with these lights, I mean, I can see everything, both, you know, straight ahead of me, which is nice and bright, but I also have a good view of my peripherals, which is obviously pretty important for depth perception and kind of speed perception. And yeah, I mean, I'm being careful, but I'm not riding slow. And I feel completely comfortable doing it because I have such good visibility. As long as the fog's not there. In the fog, like I said, they sort of reflect the fog back at you, which is not ideal. But that's gonna be the problem with any lights, especially bright ones. Oh, that section is really chewed up. Did not see that coming. Definitely overgrown too, which doesn't help. Nice. You. There we go. Serpentine trail done. Man, yeah, the visibility on these is just incredible. Look at this. I can see everything. And again, the big difference here compared to just running a single, handlebar light like you would using a, whatever standard bike light. With the helmet light, that's kind of the big game changer, because, sometimes your bike is pointing one way, but you want to look a different way, right? If you're coming around a corner, you want to kind of see what's around there. And with a single light, you're only pointing where your bike's pointing, where your handlebars are pointing, right? Which again, sometimes are different things. So with the helmet light, I can sort of aim to the right a little bit here, even though my bike is kind of pointing straight down here. That gives me a better view of what's coming up. So that's really nice. Pond over here. Nice. Whew, all right, okay, so let's see now. We now are on Grizzly Gulch for a little bit, which is a fun trail. This is part of the Hard Coe're course, just it's gonna be in the other direction, but this is a good idea of what it looks like when it's dark, regardless of which direction you're traveling in. And yeah, keep moving along, and we got one more climb out of Grizzly Gulch, out of the canyon, and then we have the final descent all the way down back to the road. Man, night rides are pretty incredible. Hear the frogs. All right, starting the last climb of the day here. Oh, rocky there. Okay, so we've got about half-mile climb, 180 feet, so nothing too steep. And then from there, a little bit of rolling once you pass Dexter, and then just a big old drop all the way down. I don't know if you can see, the GoPro's not great in low light, but it's actually not pitch black yet. I mean, I'm glad I have the lights on. I can definitely see a lot better because of them, but there actually still is a sort of sliver of light. So, I mean, without lights, I'd be pretty much blind. But even now at whatever time it is, probably about 8:40, it's not pitch black. If I remember correctly, this part was really muddy last time. So I hope it dried up a bit. Oh man, it's so overgrown. Cannot see anything. Yeah, okay. I think this was the muddy part. Oh, that's the muddy part. Full of ruts now. Can't see anything. Okay. All right, well, at least it's not muddy. It's just rutted now. So just gotta be careful of that. Hard Coe're. Especially because you can, oh, damn, you cannot see anything. Just came across two huge deer back in the meadow there, and yeah, it's just, you know, I turn my headlight to the right, you see these two eyes looking at me, and for a second you're like, oh, what's that? And it's a deer. But they just kind of stood there, you know, literally deer in headlights. And I just went on my way, and they kept grazing, so win-win for both of us, I guess. All right, now we're starting our second descent here. This one's even steeper, so be a good test of the lights. I still got them on adaptive mode. Probably had them on for about half an hour, so they should be dimming right as the adaptive mode is supposed to work, but definitely don't feel any dimmer than before, which is, I guess, the point. And yeah, I can see great. Everything is crystal clear. Like I said, especially on these like switchbacky turns, it is really nice to have the helmet light, because you can sort of turn around the corner with your head while your bike is still making the turn behind you, essentially. Which is, again, the point. A little loose and rocky there, but not too bad. Up a rock. You do have to be sort of mindful of the fact that you are a couple inches taller with the helmet light on, so you have to just sort of think about when you're ducking under stuff if you actually have enough clearance. But for the most part, that's not really an issue. Unless you're going under something really low. Alright, we're at 1,300 feet, about 300 to go till the bottom. Okay, wrong gear there. All right, here we go. Whew. All right, let's go. Almost ate it there at the end. Just not what you want. Whew. All right, descent done. Super fun. Great visibility with the lights. Can see everything. And yeah, now he's got this last little tiny climb, which always feels really spooky at night because you're moving pretty slow and it's super dark and canopied. But what are you gonna do, right? So let's just get out of here as fast as we can. One more little descent section, and then we're on the road and we're done. go. All right, here we are. Done with the single track. Back on the fire road. And that is a great night ride, single track loop here at Coe. Oh man, that was something. That is so fun. Whew. Definitely eerie, spooky when you're by yourself, but gets the blood rushing, that's for sure. Oh man, there's a little frog right here. Can you see that guy? There he is. Hey froggy. Happy to see frogs. Would rather not see mountain lions. Okay. All right. Wrapping up this night ride here at Coe. Just got about a mile or so left on the road. Man, what a ride. So much fun. These night rides they're pretty special. I mean, it's just such a unique thing to do. And the coolest thing about Coe, I mean, one of the many cool things, not the coolest thing, is that this is perfectly legal. It's one of the few places, and for sure in the Bay Area, probably in California, where you can ride at night completely legally. You know, I've never experienced it per se, but a lot of people, you know, say that sometimes they run into rangers, and rangers are, you know, offering them a beer or something at the end of the ride, or asking them how the ride was and stuff like that. And it's just a cool place, you know. That's what I love about it. It's kind of the Wild West. You can do whatever you want, and you're out in true nature, for better or for worse, right? Like it's remote. You're on your own. If something goes poorly out there, something goes sideways, you're in trouble. But that does kind of add to it a little bit, you know, that danger of it. But yeah, man, what a great ride. Super fun, super beautiful. Didn't get to see a sunset, unfortunately, but that's okay. I've seen plenty of those. Night ride was fun. And yeah, now, you know, between now and Hard Coe're, I just need to get healthy. That's the main thing. Body's feeling better than it has the past couple weeks. Still not feeling 100% the way I want it, but I do think I'm getting there. So I've just got to keep resting and taking care of myself, and hopefully I'll be ready to go. But if I need to ride in the dark, these lights are up to the job. I know that for a fact. Whew, all right. And here we are back at the parking lot.